I don't work for PRS. I work for you, and you deserve the truth. This is exactly why we love the channel, Glenn.
I'm glad you love the channel, but I'm guessing the builders of this guitar and much more expensive ones that look like it might not be the biggest fans. Good morning. I'm shooting this on September the 6th. And this isn't exactly what I wanted to be releasing today. I'm working on the big SE video versus the Paul Reed Smith 10 top. And as George R.R. Martin would say, the story grew in the telling. About 3 weeks ago, I shot those two guitars out plus a mystery guitar. And I got some phenomenal results in the comments, but I thought, hey, it'd be really fun to take the test to Germany, to Gear Street, and do it there as well. So the video wound up being a lot bigger than I was expecting. And we got some phenomenal reactions from not only you, the viewer, but from other guitar YouTubers and so-called tone experts. It's going to be an extremely interesting video, and if you could do me the favor and hit the subscribe button, that video is going to be out probably in a week or maybe even less. We're working on it furiously at the moment, trying to get it out, but it just became a gigantic project. So once again, subscribing is absolutely free and be a phenomenal help to the show and just helping me grow this thing and help do more cool videos like that where we can shoot out the really cheap guitars versus the really expensive ones and see where your money is actually going. Just remember, guys, Tonewood. Spend your money on Tonewood.
The music that was being played during the ABCD test was so good that I forgot to listen for differences, so I didn't notice any.
Oh, you're talking about the GP5 video I did there a couple weeks back. You can check it out right here. And yeah, it's pretty damn good. It's under $100. What you can do for under $100 these days is quite phenomenal, including loading a lossy type of neural amp modeler format. There was a bit of a quality shift in my opinion, but if you're playing to a bunch of drunk idiots at your local bar, that is if you can get them to show up, I wouldn't worry so much about not impressing them with your tone. I'm gonna be more worried about keeping them from getting bored. That would be your top priority. But if you want something a little more rounded out for like $50 more, you can get the Tone X1, and this thing's pretty sick. Apparently, the new software upgrade is even better. I'm gonna have to try doing some test captures on that in the very near future. I just got myself a brand new production PC from Slick Audio, and that was not a free computer, believe me. And I'm going to be putting that through its paces very soon, as well as showing you what it's capable of. And it's going to be a very interesting video as well. Once again, subscribe so you make sure you get notified when that one comes out. Because I am going to be shooting it out against an M1 Mac and looking at the pros and cons and that sort of thing too. Plus the whole let's upgrade to a Windows 11 nonsense, which is just freaking amazing for a video.
I have loved running my experience with NAMM and the Stormbird. Sounds damn good, dude. That capture alone stands right up next to the neural stuff I have.
Actually, it's called the Storm Blade, but dude, I'm Stormbringer. That's pretty cool. I'm actually a giant Deep Purple fan. At least I was till I wanted to go see him live a couple years ago. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, it's truly a great time to be a guitar player because you can get really high quality sounds without spending a whole lot of money, including the Stormblade, which I probably am going to rename. Link to that one is in the description below. That's absolutely free, and I even threw my IRs into the package as well. Those are those new made in UK Vintage 30 impulse responses. The whole thing is absolutely free. Links in the description. That's just my gift to you for saying, hey, I really appreciate you watching the show. You know, I'm so glad you like the capture. I did that through my Neve Genesis Black and a bunch of other stuff in here. It's all top of the line gear. So yeah, it probably would rival what's out there. So if you don't believe me, go check it out for yourself. It's absolutely free.
Hey Glenn, I've been in the world of audio production since 15, interning at a local studio and then briefly attending Full Sail University here in Florida. But I'm now 25 and haven't kicked off a big career in pro audio or any music of any sort. Any tips for someone like myself?
Yeah, I've got a few ideas, and please understand, I'm not saying this to be a jerk or to be mean. I'm trying to give you some helpful career advice. And first off, I'm really sorry you went to Full Sail. I've heard so many horror stories about people who have just dropped so much money into that and it's gotten them absolutely nowhere. The simple truth is the audio industry has changed. I mean, if you want to record metal bands, you know, you're going to have to be like 1 in a million. It was like that 20 years ago, and it's even more so today with the advent of, you know, super easy technology, which will get you great recorded sounds. Guess what? Most of the time, the average guy at home, especially the average metal musician, would rather just plug into one of these and record themselves. So keep that in mind. The other thing is I've got a brand new Elisa Strata core kit sitting out in my drum room, and I'm working on a video for that as well. You know, there's usually about 7 or 8 projects all going on at the same time in here. That kit is phenomenal. For what it can do and how it plays, it is really fucking impressive. It's definitely a long way from where we were, say, 25 years ago when the first V-Drum kits came out, because I purchased one of those. That's going to be a very interesting video. I can kind of give you a retrospective on where we are versus where we were and why electronic drums are going to be a good solution for a lot of people, because real estate is completely unaffordable these days and nobody can afford a great big drum room to record in anymore. And that's honestly, that's really sad. My suggestion is, if you're looking for work in audio, look into getting to doing film sound. Start volunteering on some local film shoots, that kind of thing. Be the audio guy, because if you can get a few credits there, you probably will find yourself some paid work, because film crews need audio people. The other thing is, I'd also recommend is maybe start learning how to edit video. If you want to do something creative, there's not a lot of demand for audio engineers, but boy, is there ever a demand for good video editors. Go grab yourself a copy of DaVinci Resolve, download it for free, and start learning the tools. And then go hit up some YouTube channels, see if you can find some work that way. That will get you money. And if you're working a shit job, like I'm sure you probably are, it's probably a good way out of it. Food for thought anyway. Like I said, I don't want to crush your dreams. If you love recording audio, by all means, go do that. But if you want to get some work, start thinking at some realistic alternatives.
Love the production on Blizzard. The music is heavy, but the sound is light, bright, crisp, and transparent. You can actually hear everything. Similar sound to Permanent Waves' Moving Pictures era Rush. It's a great, great soundish heavy rock, in my humble opinion. Love your top 5 list, Glenn. What is my favorite food tuber doing here? Sitting on the can, watching vids.
Well, that was an interesting conversation in the comments. That's Adam Ragusia. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, dude. Thank you so much for stopping by. Adam runs an absolutely amazing cooking channel. His Sunday sauce recipe video is something I really want to try out at some point. It looks damn cool. Yeah, I definitely recommend. Go check out Adam's channel. It's really awesome. Adam, once again, thank you so very much for watching the show. Just please, for the love of crumb, before you start shooting, after watching my video, wash your fucking hands!
I don't usually, but I subscribed. You should really have more subscribers. Entertaining and useful.
Hey, I'm just trying to help you navigate some of the nonsense out there in terms of marketing, especially when it comes to the whole expensive guitar versus cheap guitar versus the sounds that they actually produce. Turns out, when you record these things, the differences that marketing is telling us might not be quite as pronounced. Now, if you find something like that valuable, once again, please hit the subscribe button. It would be a gigantic help towards me and help me grow this thing so I can do more cool stealth buy videos. That reminds me, I forgot to ask this at the beginning of the show. What do you guys want to see when it comes to stealth buys? I mean, clearly, this is the kind of content you want to see, is going out and buying these guitars without the companies knowing about it. I'm trying to find something, say, under $750 that would be somewhat popular. If you guys have suggestions for guitars that should be checking out in that kind of price range, leave a comment below and I will try and make that happen. Thank you so very much. Once again, the Stealth Buy series is all funded by the Home Studio Cheat Code. That's the course I put out earlier this year, and that is showing you how to get around a lot of the paid plugins things and just use the free stuff and get some really damn cool results. I'm gonna have some more information on that in the coming weeks. Openings for the class are closed at this minute, unfortunately. We just had an opening there last week and we had a few new students come in, and those group calls are going to be coming up next week. If you're a member of the Home Studio Cheat Code and you just came on board, check your messages. You will be getting notified. Anyway, moving on. Oh, haven't done this in a while. Let's do the butthurt of the week.
So speaks someone who never uses these modelers live. Tonex is a toy compared to Kemper. No decent effects and all profiles are thin and harsh. No warmth in them. Used Kemper live for years. Tried Tonex once, didn't cut it. That's why you see Kemper on stages throughout the world.
So what you're saying here, Mario, is you spent thousands of dollars on a Kemper. Congratulations, man. You really achieved something there. Yes, the Kemper does sound very good, but you know, I love the part where you say no warmth in them when it comes to the Tonex. Interesting. That's exactly what the people who spent multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars on old school studio gear like giant consoles and tape machines and everything said about digital when that first came out. Remember what they said about history repeating itself.
Glenn, you are one of the most genuine content creators for recording. It'd be great if you did a complete course on the metal recording process. Info is out there. It's so overwhelming and confusing.
As mentioned earlier, the Home Studio Cheat Code, it is my course where I'm doing exactly that. It's something I'm continually adding to as I go along. I'm actually working on a really cool piece right now for it on the Glyn Johns miking technique, how to get a great drum sound in a room with minimal mics and minimal money. It is going to be a really cool piece, and everybody who's already signed on to the Home Studio Cheat Code gets that absolutely free. That's the whole idea. You buy it once and you get all the extra stuff for nothing more. It's really kind of a no-brainer. And again, the whole thing as it grows is going to be exactly that, how to do a front-to-back metal recording. It's going to take some time to put together, but if you want to join me on this crazy journey, I'd love to have you on board.
Hey Glenn, when you're starting a new mix, what instrument do you start with as your starting point?
Usually I try and get the kick and bass working together, and then I'll kind of build the mix around that. Your mileage may vary, but if you're wondering where to start, try that. It might just work out for you.
Hey Glenn, I've always thought that the Glyn Johns drum make technique sounds fantastic. On a small kit, not the size of the shell, the bottom kit has not many pieces. But for a big kit, say like Neil Peart kit, is it possible you just put more mics? I think less mics sound more natural. What do you think? Thanks.
I haven't tried doing the Glyn Johns technique on a Peart kit, but on a 5-piece, yeah, it'll definitely rock the world. I mean, the crazy thing about those Peart type kits for most drummers anyway is all those extra bits, they're probably going to hit once on an entire record. My suggestion would be worry about the 5 pieces and then maybe mic up the extra bits later individually and have the drummer play those. It'll just make your life a whole lot easier. Like I said, if you got a drummer who brings something insane into the studio and there's 8 billion pieces and whatnot, have a real conversation with them and ask them, dude, how many times are you actually going to hit all those extra bits outside of your core kit? And strip it down to what you actually need in the studio. Because this thing, if he's got 3 different bells all over the place, chances are he's not going to hit them very often.
I think that might be the best metal guitar tone I've heard on this channel, and I've been watching for a long time.
Hey, Rocky, thank you so much. Of course, you're talking about the MD421 Compact. They gave me this one at Gear Street because it's cream colored like the originals were. That's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, this is an absolutely stellar guitar mic, tom mic, just instrument mic in general. Pairs up really good with the 57, and the fact it's like 3 times less long, and it has a clip that actually holds the mic. It's a pretty serious upgrade and really great, and it sounds just like this. Yeah, not freaking bad. Oh, speaking of guitar mics, I got something really cool coming up from Roswell. I've actually been working on this over the last couple days, and this is what they call the cab mic. And this is just super cool. I've been experimenting with it, running it on a couple of mixes, and it's really great. The whole idea is it kind of works on the Steve Albini principle, where you just mic up the cab dead center on the speaker and don't use any post EQ. And preliminary results are really promising. I'm super impressed with it. Again, subscribe if you want to record guitar and you want to get it right out of the gate and not have to worry about all kinds of post EQ or C4 and all the rest of the bullshit you got to do to make a 57 work in a metal mix. This is something you're definitely not going to want to mix. Please subscribe and save your pennies, because that's not a cheap mic, but it might well be worth it in terms of saved time. Details to follow in the coming weeks.
Thanks to the V30 IR, I've been using it live the last few weekends, and I and our sound guy love it. I have hundreds of paid IRs, and you just give out a banger for free. Thanks, Len.
Hey, Home Guitar Mods, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm more than happy to help out. Viewers like you are the reason I don't have to work at Chrysler anymore, and I've got time here at home to look after my wife, who is undergoing her stroke recovery. And as soon as I finish shooting this, I actually got to go help her shower. I got to wash her hair. Turns out, growing up in a hair salon as a kid has its benefits as an adult. I'm actually really good at doing my wife's hair, so there is that. Anyway, so yeah, V30 IR, that's included with the Storm Blade amp. Links in the description below. It's free, all that kind of stuff. Just grab a copy, have some fun with it. Even if you don't like the Storm Blade amp, the IR is absolutely fucking stellar. It's one of the best I've ever done, and it's my gift to you for just watching the show.
This isn't Quad Cortex or Vailton GP5 related comment, but thanks to this, I guess I won't be needing to upgrade my FM3 to an FM9. Thanks for this video. I'll just save that money.
Thank you for writing that. I'm glad I could be helpful. Dude, the FM3 is an absolute monster. Do you need an FM9 if you already have an FM3? Absolutely not. Again, this is where it comes back on the marketing thing, always convincing you that you need the shiny new thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with FM3. It's great. If you like the sounds coming out of it, then it is the right one for you. I know we're always tempted to buy. My advice would be maybe invest in a songwriting course and start learning how to write better songs so people would want to actually listen to them. That's the skill that's really important, in my opinion. Anyway, your mileage may vary, but honestly, the whole fucking shred a million notes thing might be getting a little old at this point. Just a thought.
This thing is really neat, and it demonstrates something I've been telling people for a while. Electronics are dirt cheap. It's the electromechanical components, switches, jacks, pots, encoders, etc., that make these products expensive. It's why so many companies move to touchscreens despite users complaining. They're actually cheaper than knobs and buttons. It's also why a good MIDI keyboard isn't much cheaper than an actual synthesizer.
That absolutely checks out. You know, I've had a conversation with my good friend Anthony Kazoob over at Ward Beck when he was there. He's now currently at the CBC. A phenomenal engineer, seriously knowledgeable dude. And he explained to me, you know, when you look at something like a FET compressor, like a FET transistor is not expensive. It's like $2-3. That's it. That's the heart of an 1176. What takes up the space is all the control systems around it, the knobs, the switches, and all that. And that's where the money is, the transformers, all of that. The reason I could afford a Neve Genesis Black is because these are not EQs over here. Those are just effects sends. Those are single knobs. The controls for the EQs and compressor are 4 knobs down here. And that's for every channel. And it works great, honestly. And most of the time, I'm not even touching those knobs. I'm just using the plugin to control the analog EQs and compressors on the board. And that's why you can have a 16-channel transformer coupled board, and it doesn't take up a 1/4 mile of studio real estate. This one's actually fairly compact, because Neve figured out a long time ago, yeah, if we take away a lot of the knobs and switches, one, you're going to have a lot less points of failure, and number two, you don't need to take up much space, and you can make it somewhat more affordable. That and the console sounds just freaking amazing, so that's a big help too. So when it comes to a case of, say, like a Fractal or a Quad Cortex versus something, say, dirt cheap like a Tone X1, you think the price, you're naturally gravitating thinking that the price is going to be in sound quality. And that's simply not the case. This just has a much simpler control system, and you can use your phone to control it, which you already paid, you know, over $1,000 for. Keep that in mind. Again, listen with your ears, not your wallet.
Glenn, your chug slay. I am truly impressed. Haven't watched the video in a while, but I gotta say, you sound super clean, timing is neat, heavy, respect.
Oh, Cragnos, thank you so very much. You know, I will give credit where credit's due. You know, I've had some very good teachers over the last couple of years. Warren Hewitt really kicked me off there back in, say, 2020. I asked him, this is kind of like right around the time I went full time. I'm like, dude, I got to get better at this if I'm going to do this full time. What do I got to do? So he gave me some great fundamental exercises to work on. I still do those all the time. Other people I have to give credit to would be Henning Pauly. He gave me some great advice, as well as Christian Vey. He showed me a really cool couple of interesting things to do with my picking. And that's helping a lot. That's something I'm working on right now. And just even at Gear Street, you know, Mendel, he's like, I was kind of sitting with a guitar like this, and he's like, dude, straighten that shit out. I'm like, oh, okay, wow, that's way easier. So it's like just little things at this point, just tweaking my technique and learning how to do things. Also, my editor, Jack Neela, he gave me some great techniques about bending and getting a finger behind where you're going. So that kind of, you know, forced me to rethink where I'm placing my hands on the fretboard, that kind of thing. But it seems to be working well. So it's a whole bunch of great advice from just some awesome people that I'm trying to implement day to day as I'm practicing. And speaking of practicing, something really cool is coming down the pipe for practicing and for travel, and I can't wait to show you guys. It's kind of under an embargo right now, but it's very cool, and you're definitely not going to want to miss this because it is freaking awesome. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Once again, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and grab the Stormblade amp and IR pack. It's absolutely free. Links in the description below. I gotta go shower my wife. You guys have an amazing weekend. Thanks so much for stopping by. And like I said, keep your eyes peeled next week for when the reveal video comes out, where we shoot this out against a $5,000 PRS 10 top. We definitely got some interesting results. I think this video is going to have a tremendous value for the viewers. Maybe not so much for PRS's stockholders, but then again, that's just my opinion. It's going to be a really fun video. Can't wait to put it out. Just give me a few more days on it. I want to make it the best possible video it can be. All right, I'm out of here. And until next time, hey, if there's somebody out there that you care a great deal about, give them a hug today. Take care.